Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I'm the Hooded Lid and today I'm going to be talking about a new palette for me, but more specifically dealing with difficult colors that you love. For me, greens and blues are colors that I love. I've always loved them, but they are very difficult for me to accomplish on the eye without just looking wrong. I find that women with brown eyes look great with blue eyeshadow. Women with blue eyes can look great with blue eyeshadow. Me, not so much. I think skin tone plays into it a little bit. Black women can do it. Latina, medium skin, dark medium skin can do it. And I've seen very fair people do it with blue eyes. For instance, Mariah Leonard always does blue eyes lately. When I first started following her, she always did pink eyes, and now she's always doing blue eyes, and she does it beautifully, and oftentimes just with one color. She just blends and blends and blends, and it looks like perfection. Me, not so much. So here is the palette that I got. It is, I believe, called the Denim Palette by Dior, and I had been looking at this since it came out, but I thought, I just know it's not going to work for me. There it is. I'm going to do some swatches for you. So the first dark colors, this is a denim and this is more like a turquoise. Looks like that. So beautiful, so smooth, so perfect. I love these new formulations. And now do the two light colors. So this is a real turquoise, where this is more like a green turquoise. And this, I don't know, it looks kind of the same thing, maybe like a sky blue. Here those two colors are. Just so easy to swatch. It's crazy. And the center color. And the center's right here. All of these are satin finish. And I brought in a couple of other things, and I may turn to even more things because I find that blues need to be grounded for most people, certainly for me, with some kind of brownie tones. So I have two shades here that probably not being made anymore because they're so old. This one is Sable and it's Bobby Brown. They're both Bobby Brown. And this is Taupe. So when exploring shades that are a little bit difficult, the easiest way to go is to ease yourself in and just do a little bit and then ground it with something that's not too nuts, and that's how we're going to start. I'm going to go for the turquoise color here, the lightest one. I think I'm going to do this one. This is a Smith. It is not as dense as the Sonia G's, and I don't think I'm going to need anything denser. I can always build, and I'm going to go in. Voila! I have not done anything to my eyes, but there's a little foundation just creasing all over the place. And I'm going to do not this skin area yet, but on the lid, the inner third. And I'm going to bring it up because I'm hooded. If you're not hooded, and this shows, you don't have to. Just a little bit of blue. So what I'm going to do with this video, you guys, is a couple. I'm going to do two eye looks today, and then I'm going to do two eye looks tomorrow. You never know about the weather around here. It's sunny and spring-like, but the weather forecast says it's going to be cloudy for 5 days, and I can't shoot when it's cloudy. I mean, I can try, but it usually doesn't work out all that well for me. Boom. Now, when I look at this, I think my space from the eyebrows to the eyes, just a lot. And this is where, being hooded, I need to bring in some browns. But before I do, I think I'm going to do it last. And I've noticed that Natasha Denona tends to do her transition last. There's no reason to do it first. It's just the MAC way. And when the YouTube thing started, a lot of people who were starting their own channels were from MAC. So we all kind of think, oh, that's the way to do it. I remember when I first started watching videos, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I thought, why is everyone putting on their eyeshadow like that? I don't remember doing that. I just took that gold shade and I'm going to put it on the lid because it's not, it's like a taupey gold. It's not a yellow, orangey gold or a pinky gold. It's a very neutral beige gold, and it's a color I feel really comfortable with having on the lid. I want to be careful that I don't hit the blue too much because I don't want that blue to migrate all over. And for this I'm using a Sonia G. It's a little bit more dense. Because the color is so light, I want to make sure that I have it packed on. Now, for giving myself a little depth, I'm going to go in with the taupe color and the same brush. I'm not sure if this is too dark or not, so light hand to start with. I haven't done a trial run on these. And eyes open so I can really map out the shape that I want. Okay, I think I'm getting there. I'm going to try to match this eye to this one. I think I need a little more darkness right here. Okay, I feel like I've made my hood recede a little bit, but the blue is kind of looking like it's just a liner because of my hood. I could certainly bring it up a little bit higher and make it more avant-garde, more of a statement. But before I make any changes, I'm going to do my brows and give myself a little bit more structure. And I have a feeling I have some sunscreen in my brows today. So I'm just going to brush down first to get that sunscreen out. I usually don't make my brows bigger than they are, but I'm going to do that a little bit today. So I generally don't put the pencil where there isn't hair already. It's just I'm emphasizing it, and I'm just going a little bit more above where there is some hair. Just the teeniest bit, not like sometimes Andrea Ali, depending on her light, I can see how much she's going above her eyebrows. She really makes hers a lot bigger, and that is not the goal here. And then down here, I like to thicken up under the arch where I don't really have hair growing anymore. Okay, so there is some structure to the face with some eyebrows. I think that this is a way to do blue in a very subtle way. You could, absolutely, I could absolutely go to Trader Joe's like this, and I may. But let's do a little bit of mascara and just see. Now, the blue is kind of falling down here, so I may as well just help it out. I wouldn't do that on purpose, but rather than going in with a Q-tip and cleaning it, I'm going to do a little bit right here as well. And the question is this enough of blue? It's enough, it's a peekaboo blue, making a color that I love and have problems with work, I think. I think this could be enough. This could be look number one. Now let's just take it a little bit further. I'm going back in with the same color with that first brush. There we go. And I'm going to pull it up a little bit more. But I'm not going to pull it in. I don't want the blue over here. And I can feel my bone as I do that. Yeah, the reason I don't think this works for me is it brings darkness into an area. So if you have deep set eyes, that is going to be a problem. It'll just make everything darker. So I'm going to wipe the brush off and I'm going to try to blend this so it's more of a gradation. But I don't want to pull it out. So I'm not sure I'll be successful at this. In fact, I'm going to go back into this brush that may still have some of that brown on it and see if I can make it a little bit better. Now, for lip, I think a pink works. I mean, pink and blue is classic. It can be kind of old-fashioned looking, but it's beautiful. And I recently got this Dior. This one is a limited edition. It's pink Sakura, and it's a nudie pink. That's the way to go. I'm starting to get a little sweaty, you guys. It is, it's hot. It's what, February 7th, and I'm like wearing sleeveless and trying to keep the heat at bay. So this is one way to go. Another way to go is with a real nudie nude. Now, I don't like very light lipsticks. I think they make me look dead. But I have these two little samples that I thought I might play with from Tarte. These are really old. I'm just going to put it right over. And this one is a little bit of a warmer shade, a little apricot-y. Actually, I think that kind of works. This would be look number one, you guys. How to bring some blue into your life without it being too much. So where do we go from here? There's a couple of things we can do from here. I really, really like this, and I would like to keep this going, actually, because I do have some errands to run. I'm going to take this and use the tip with this color right here and do a little bit at the lash line. This isn't really intended to give me darkness. It's just intended to bring some of the color over. Look how pretty that is. So pretty. Now, because I'm hooded, this will absolutely transfer, but take a look at that before it does. If you're not hooded, this is a great way to go. I think this is so pretty. It's a little bit more, maybe not going to the grocery store, and you can bring a little bit down underneath, which for me, more evening. Very light hand. Yeah, this is a danger zone because of the darkness under the eye. Now, I feel like what I have going on here is a heaviness of color right here and a heaviness of color right here. So the line is like this, and it's kind of interesting to me. You know, I saw Alicia at Kinky Sweat did a live video the other day, and I watched it, first time I've ever watched live while it was live, and she was showing us these Suq liners, liquid liners that are not the brush applicator but the other kind, and one of them is called a brown, but it really looked actually kind of similar to this brown. She said it looked like a taupe. That would be the perfect application here because the model, and I'll put in the picture here, for this particular palette appears to be Bella Hadid. And what they did was they brought the color here and then the color here, the blue, and then they had this gold color in the center between those two colors. Now, because I'm hooded and my hood falls over the edge here, that would be tricky for me, but it's a way of breaking up the solid color so it doesn't look like too much, and I think that eyeliner would be the perfect way to go, so I'm going to order that from Selfridges. But yeah, so this is another way to go for blue eye. I do like the other one better. I am going to do another video and we'll get more into the other colors and using them alone, using them separately, doing an evening look, because look, this is so stunning. There are so many looks I think you can get done with this palette, but this is, you know, a review of the palette and showing people who are like me, who love these colors, but find them very, very hard to work with. I think we got 2 looks here. And that's it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.